Hey guys, it's Ashley and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we are going to be pickling the first cucumbers of the season using cucumbers from our backyard. Cucumbers are one of the few things that I planted after my revised garden plan for this summer. I have been thinking about my grandma a lot the last couple of days because this is actually her recipe. I should disclaim that the way she did her cucumbers was not an approved method as far as today's standards go. As far as today's canning standards go, in terms of regulation and things like that, everything is processed in some way, whether it's water bath or pressure canning as far as canning goes. I will walk you through how she taught me. So I have most of my stuff laid out here. I have washed my jars. I have gotten a few of my ingredients. The only thing I haven't done is start things boiling on the stove and pick my cucumbers. I've been waiting to let my cucumbers ripen and get as big as possible on the vines, but I'm gonna go do that right now. I'm really hoping that 2 quarts isn't a little ambitious. I think we might be cutting it close, but the thing is, when I look at this, I think I can probably fit this in 2 quarts. They get packed really tightly, and we also have some other ingredients, but these are dirty. So I'm gonna get these, not only get the debris washed off of these, but get them scrubbed up really well too. I have this great brush that I'm gonna use and I'll get them cleaned up. I got these really well scrubbed. In fact, sometimes I think I was actually scrubbing the green off a little bit. I mean, that was lighter anyway. And there's some streaking there that's from my scrubbing, but I tried to scrub these well without rubbing that away. All right, so as long as I've got that done, I'm gonna just take you through the rest of my ingredients and supplies here. Clean knife, some fresh dill, horseradish leaves, fresh picked onions, some apple cider vinegar, some canning and pickling salt. My jars, definitely not gonna need 3. I have some extra rings and lids sitting there. I'm not gonna need them, I know that for sure. Okay, first pot. This is my sanitation pot. I'm going to be sanitizing my jars. This is going to be super hot. So my jars are piping hot when I put the cucumbers in, and everything is completely sanitary. Back here, I have my lids and my rings. The current recommendation says you do not need to heat up your your lids anymore. However, we are not going to be processing these. Sanitized in here, completely piping hot when we put them on our jars to make sure we have a good seal. And my third pot here is going to be my brine. In it, I have 5 cups of water. I just thought I'd get that going as long as I was setting everything else up. And then I will add just 2 more ingredients to this. So while I get my onions peeled, oh, I forgot to grab my garlic. I will be having some garlic cloves peeled as well. Probably just, I don't know, 4 or so, 2 in each jar. So while I get my onions done, I'm going to turn my water on, and then we'll mix up the brine next. I'm going to wait to start those because I don't want them to be too rapidly boiling for too long. And there's obviously a lot less water in there. So most water in here. We're going to get this started first, and let's get these things prepared for the jars. Okay, the other thing I have are just these rags, and these obviously do not look new because they're not, but they are straight out of the laundry. So I have them here, and I have not used them for anything else. So when and my counters have been very thoroughly washed. I feel very good about my entire sort of setup here. And because I'm not going to be canning these, I want to make sure that I'm taking every step I can, that everything is clean as possible. So when I put these onions in, I'll probably just do, well, I've got 5 here, so I'll do about 2.5 onions per jar. And it's so funny because whenever we would have pickles from my grandma, she would always have these onions in here, and they were always like pearled size, just like this. And now I realize that it's because that's where the growth of the onions were at the time the cucumbers were ready to be pickled. Okay, got those washed up. That's a really big clove of garlic. I think I'm gonna do one, and then split that one in half. Okay, you know what? I decided that I think these are a lot bigger cloves of garlic than I remember my grandma using, so we're gonna just do that. When it comes to preparing the cucumbers themselves for the jars, this does not actually really need to be removed. That can be canned right in the jar. The part that you want to make sure you get off is the entire blossom end, and it does not need to be much at all. Maybe it's even enough that I have the entire blossom removed, but just a super thin sliver of an edge. The reason that you want this off is because it can create some spoilage in your jar. So I can see that I see a little bit left there. It's a bigger cucumber, so I feel like it's probably deeper. Okay. And I probably wouldn't have even had to touch that bottom end of it. I'm just going to probably do that. There. I don't want to go too deep. I like it where it looks like they're not really cut off, but sometimes you just have to do it. Or maybe it's not spoilage. Maybe I think it can make the pickles mushy. I think that's what it is, having that blossom end in there. Okay, while I just go ahead and prepare these cucumbers, I'm going to chat about these horseradish leaves for a second. My grandma's recipe calls to put in grape leaves. And the theory behind that is that the grape leaves keeps the pickles crunchy. Well, I know that just simply the fact that these are not canned probably keeps them crunchy. But it is believed that the grape leaves keep them crunchy. And I have heard that if you don't have grape leaves, that horseradish leaves, and I think there's actually a couple other kinds too that you can use, but they do the same thing. So I have access to a ton of horseradish, so that's what I usually use. I have a friend who's got some grape leaves that she'd probably give me, but for today I just kind of zipped over to our community garden where I actually have a bunch of horseradish. So that's what we've got, and that's why it is in our ingredient list. Let's get this pot going now. 5 cups of water, 3 cups of vinegar, and 1/2 cup of salt. I think canning processes like this one are why a lot of holdover information exists with canning in terms of, you know, sanitizing your jars, making sure everything is the same temperature. No, everything doesn't need to be the exact same temperature, but for stuff like this, we really want to keep the jar and the lids and all that kind of stuff very, very hot because it is going to be an important part of the sealing process. So I'm just going to go ahead and get my jars taken care of right now. Let them roll around a little bit, sit in that boiling water. Remove it from the heat. It's not going to lose enough heat to make a difference right now. Get my brine on the bigger burner. Get my lids on the smaller burner. This is just like a juggling act right now. Okay, you guys, this is where it happens. Garlic, a little bit of onion, Hold on, these jars, lids are getting a little boiling here. Okay, first canning has to have a little bit of start and stop, right? Okay, whole head of dill. Now we pack our cucumbers in. And this jar is so stinking hot. I'm gonna use, I don't know that I can show you as I pack. To burn my hand or show you. There we go. All right. So I'm gonna put my big ones down first and just pack them in. Okay. regular mouth jars are really nice for making pickles like this because that you can use the shoulder to pack things in really tightly, which is great. Okay, then we're gonna go in with the rest of the garlic and onions. My brine is about boiling. See if I can squeeze that onion in there. Now these cucumbers will shrink a little bit as they pickle over time. So I'm not too concerned about overpacking them. Okay, I'm gonna squeeze that dill in there. And then the grape leaf right on top. Okay? Then we'll get our canning funnel. That is an oh so important part of this. So hopefully we won't make a mess. Now these go to a 1/2 inch headspace. And I think we have just a little bit more than that. A little bit more. Good. Okay. And again, hot, hot, hot steaming water with, I'm using a paper towel. And just wipe it good and clean. Make sure there's no debris there. In we go with our piping hot lid. Piping hot ring. Fingertip tight. Done. I caved and I did a pint. I figured, you know what? A pint is better than just a jar sitting in my fridge. Until the harvest sort of ramps up and sort of hits its peak, it's a small jar or two here and there. And then this is kind of how it'll be on the end of it too. I'll be able to pack in and see if I can get a jar and a half, I guess, as things slow down. I was gonna say that if you're not able to get your own cucumbers for this, they sell lots of pickling cucumbers, specifically cucumbers made for pickling at farmers markets. So check them out. We will see these in the morning. Okay, it is the next morning. Here are our pickles done, jars sealed, and I can pick it up by the lid now. These can be stored just like this. I'm going to make sure that I label my lids with the date. And the reason that to me is important is because these need to sit at least 6 weeks before we crack into them, and I want to make sure that we do that. And so over the course of the next month, I will be making more, and I just want to make sure that those don't get mixed up, just in case we just can't wait to crack in, but want to wait at least the 6 weeks.